Hi guys, welcome to this Excel series, and it is a series because we're going to be walking through all the processes before getting to this dashboard. We're going to start from data cleansing to the data transformation, data modeling and creating a relationship, and also exploratory data analysis and building this dashboard, which will be the final video in the series. So buckle up, let's just get started. So I'm going to be naming this series one after the other so you don't get lost. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with the data cleansing. All right, guys, so this is our dirty data set. It is a sales data set for an e-commerce or a retail store, whichever one you want to call it. So as you can see, this data set is actually messed up. Okay, look at the way the date is coming in. Now let's look at the phone number section. Can you see how messy this part is? A lot of cleaning has to go into this. Look at the way this phone number is. Look at how this one is with 26.47, and this one has plus 331. It's not coherent, right? So it's just a lot of work that has to be done here. So we have to do a lot of things here. Even the sales does not have the currency in front of it. The first thing I want to do is to make this thing readable. So guys, without having to squint too much, we can see the difference and we can know what each column is actually about. All right, so the next thing we want to do now is to go to our order date. This date is in a long date format, which is long date format just means it's coming in with the date and the time. So we want to convert this to a short date. So for that, come here and just make this a short date and the time leaves. Next thing, you might decide you want to add the quarter name and the month name. Okay, so for that, we're just going to come here and insert a new column by coming here. So we're going to name this quarter name. And for quarter name, all we want to do is just write this simple formula, which is equals to, you use the double quotes, write the Q. If you want your quarter as QT or whatever it is, feel free to write that. And we're going to put this. Okay, so we want the Q in front of this, and we're just going to hit enter. So now you can see we have that. So just come to this tiny place and double click it, and it automatically fills up for everything. The next big thing we're going to do is to change or format this phone number. As you can see, this phone number is a whole lot of problem because it's not just working. A lot of them have the plus symbol in front of it, some with the bracket, some with full stop, some with hyphen, so it's not going to work. Let's just go to insert and get a new column. Then let me just put this as phone 2. Then what we want to do now is, what this formula is going that we want to write is going to do now is that it is going to get rid of every single symbol and just make it a text. So we're not going to see any plus sign or any full stop or hyphens or brackets or anything. Everything is just going to be what? A text, like the number itself. That is what this particular formula is going to do. So I'm just going to paste it in here. Can you see it's a long one? I'm going to also put a documentation in the description box below explaining this formula one step at a time so you understand what it actually means. Okay, so let's hit enter. We want to edit this out because this is R2 and not A2. Do you get? So let's just put the R2 there. And we also want to, no, Q2 rather. Let's put the Q2 there because we are calling this particular one, right? So we're also going to edit here for Q2 and here as well for Q2. And lastly, here for Q2. Okay, I think that's about that. So let's hit enter. And now you can see that this number is here bare. But let's see other numbers. Now you can see every single nonsense has been removed. Every single zero, every single plus sign or dot or whatnot has been removed. And now we have our number as bare as it can be. The next column we're going to be inserting the formula we're going to be giving it is telling it that we want the numbers that are only 10 digits, in length. If they're not up to 10 digits, we want you to make the row blank. So that is what our next formula will be saying. So for that, let's just insert a new column and we'll just name this phone 3. Now you can see the work that actually takes place in cleansing your data. All right, guys, so now I'm just going to paste my code, and this code is basically saying if the length of this row of this particular R2 is equals to 10, then I want you to format the text for me this way. I want you to format this number for me this way. But if it's not up to 10, please return a blank row. That is what we are telling this particular column to do. So let's hit enter. And we can see this is what we wanted, exactly how we placed it. So let's just hit here. And you can see this is not up to 10, so we don't have it. This is more than 10, so we don't have it, so we're just dealing with the 10 digits. So some people might actually argue that, so their phone number is usually more than 10, right? So if your phone number is more than 10, what you can do is you can come here and say, if the length of this is greater than or equals to 10, so let's just use the greater than function. If it's greater than or equals to 10, right, then we want this. Else, we don't want it. So let's hit enter and see. Now you can see this one has been included because this one has what they call it. This one has 11 digits. Okay, so this is how you can be flexible with it. Next thing we want to delete this, because sometimes in data cleansing you will just know that some columns are not just worth it. Okay, everything is almost empty, so we're just going to delete this right here. So we're leaving our city, we're leaving the state, although not everywhere is filled out, but we have our country, so I think we're good. We also have our territory, so I think we're good. So for the postal code, while working on this, I found out that some postal code are alphanumeric. So I can't rule out the fact that, oh, this postal code starts with N, or it has, this, or is not just numbers, and some postal codes are 7, some are 6, some are 5, some are 4. So these things really do vary. And as you can see, we have countries from almost everywhere in the planet in this data set. So for that, I'm not going to remove anything. What I can do here is just to change this to text. Okay, so for that, you can just come to more number format, come to text, and hit OK, and you can have everything in a single line. Okay, that's what we can do for this. So the next thing we want to do is to put a currency in front of our sales. I mean, as we sold some things, but what did we sell it in? Did we sell it in dollars, in euros, in pounds, in naira? Do you understand? So we need to put our currency sign. So I'm just going to hit here and I'm going to use the $sign for that. Also, for the price of each unit, which is this, I am also going to use the $sign for that. Then if you look at this place, you will see this MSRP. So this is basically the price that the manufacturer advised the store to sell their product on. Okay, so if your analysis will be needing it, definitely you should leave it. But if it's not going to be needing it, you can also yank it off, because I'm going to remove it. But if it's going to be needing it, that means you have to format it with the proper currency. Okay, this is all about the cleansing, the major cleansing for now. So the next thing we want to do now is just to take it to a fresh sheet. Okay, so we see every single thing we want before we go into data modeling. So guys, before we go into data modeling, which is basically with normalizing these tables to reduce redundancy and a lot of repetition, because for example, if you take a look at customer name, you would see this customer here, and you can see them here again. Okay, so there are lots of, and this is close to 3,000 data sets. Now you can imagine how many times this customer's name appeared here. That is the essence of normalization too. Okay, and also if you noticed, every product or every major table has a unique key. Look at the product code, which is the unique key for the product. Look at the order number, which is unique, which is the unique key or primary key for the number. Now, the customer table, which we're going to make, but look at the customer. There is no unique key for the customer. So this is a problem. We cannot model our data like this. Okay, so we're going to have to create a unique key for this data. This is all part of the transformation that is taking place. So in order to create this unique key, we're just going to come here and insert data, insert column rather. And now we can see we have a unique ID. So we're just going to come down and we can see all of our unique IDs. And now if you take a look at Land of Toys, you can see that Land of Toys is 1. And if you come back here, you can see that she is 1 as well, or he, whoever it is. So now this is the point of creating an ID. So let's just name this to customer ID. So congratulations guys, we've been able to cleanse this data for usage. So right now you can see we can use this data set. So, but before you use this particular data, you would also want to copy everything, which is just coming here, clicking here. So it selects everything. So you're just going to do Ctrl+C, and then you're going to create a new sheet. But you're not just going to paste it. You want to come here and paste just the values without, the idea of pasting just the values is so that the formulas do not get pasted with it. Okay, so when we paste these values now, this when we paste these values now, for example, this our phone number that we have worked on is no longer relying on the formula of this other phone number. So now we can as well delete the phone numbers. Okay, so let's come here and just get this properly arranged. So let's come to our phone number. As you can see, there are no formulas. We're just going to delete here. So you can hold your Control key and delete these 2 phone numbers that we don't need. Okay, so that will be deleted. Let's just put back this in the text format where it was in before. So go to text and hit OK. All right, everything looks good. We're going to come back. Okay, we have our month ID and all of that. Come back to our sales and add our currency as well as this and make these more readable. So now this is everything about our data cleansing, which is like the first step to the many analysis we have to do, the first step in this project. And I hope you enjoyed it and hopefully learned 1 or 2 things. And I'm going to see you in the next tutorial. Our next tutorial will be on table normalization and data modeling. Now we want to normalize these tables to reduce redundancy and then model it by creating relationship between each table. So you don't want to miss that.